Hello everyone, this is Primetime Wrestling UK, and this week we're going to talk about Payback pay-per-view, which happened a couple of weeks ago now, as well as the fact that tomorrow we're going to Pro Revolution Wrestling. I normally get that the wrong way around.
Rev Pro.
I even wrote it down wrong. Yes, Revolution Pro Wrestling. I always get it the wrong way around. Also, we're going to talk about what happened on Raw a couple of weeks ago, as well as the fact that we went to see the Chris Jericho show on Thursday. As my voice changes. Anyway, first we'll talk about Payback. There was... Let's get this match out of the way with John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Which, no surprise, John Cena won. It was a very good match, but obviously it was very predictable, because Cena put Bray over last time. He was never going to put him over 2 matches running, was he? Although the way he won was kind of defeated the whole last man standing thing. You're meant to get counted out, to be like knocked out. Instead, he put this.
No, it's the first one to get up. So obviously,
but he put something over the top of it to block him being able to get out. I know, but I don't like when they do that. It should be as simple like he's knocked him out. He's unable to get up on his own terms. Not like when they did with Batista, where he tied his legs against the ring post so he couldn't get up. It's kind of a cheap way of ending it, I think. It's not the way it's meant to be. I'd rather they just did a normal 10 count and you didn't put the thing over the top of him. But I don't think that rivalry is over quite yet. I have a feeling they've got 1 or 2. It might even go as far as SummerSlam, I wouldn't be surprised.
I bet you John Cena will be in Money in the Bank.
If he wins that world title, Money in the Bank, you might hear some swear words.
I think a lot of people will be the same.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. I'd rather Brock Lesnar won it, because at least really should be champion, because he broke the streak. So if anyone deserves to get it, even if it's just for a short period, Brock Lesnar should do. Anyway, you had Shield against Evolution, which again was another very good match between them two, which didn't quite end there, but did the night after, which we'll get into after we spoke about the pay-per-view. Which Shield won the match, by the way, a clean sweep. And we had Wade Barrett versus RVD for the IC title, which Wade Barrett won as I expected he would, because he's not long had the title now, so he was never going to lose it so soon. It was a good match, but obviously people pretty much figured that Wade was going to maintain the title. You had Sheamus against Cesaro, which was an okay match. It was a hard one to predict that, because both of them had a title, so it was hard to say. Well, no, Cesaro didn't have a title, but Sheamus did. But it was a tough one to predict, which Sheamus won by a roll-up, which I was quite disappointed about. Paige versus Alicia Fox was your usual run-of-the-mill Divas matches these days. It was okay, nothing spectacular, but just your average sort of match, which Paige won. Big E Langston versus Rusev, which
was a bit rubbish.
It was boring, so I'm not a big fan of Rusev. Big E's okay, but Rusev I'm not big on. I only like watching Lana come to the ring.
Like how many other men.
Yeah. But Rusev won as everyone expected. And the pre-show, which hopefully this is over with now, they've done all the cuts. Hornswoggle versus Torito, a hair versus mask match, which Torito won, and the old Hornswoggle got his head shaved. That was basically it for Payback. Before we get on to other stuff, there was some cuts made a couple of days back for the roster. There was Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal. Heath Slater survived out of the 3MP, but there was a JTG finally.
Yay.
He was one of the later ones to get released, but finally he got released. Why it's taken him this long, I don't know. Who else was there? Xana. Kurt Hawkins. There was more than that, I know there was.
The black referee, I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah, one of the referees, I can't remember what his name was. Yeah.
But nobody seems to make it seems a big deal anymore.
Who else? Was there anyone else?
Please check.
Yeah, quickly off. There was speculation that Vicky had been, but there's been no more.
Yeah, we're not sure what's happening with that. It's only because the rumours.
Yeah.
With her stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's still more to come, because there's wrestlers there. I mean, some of those, Yoshitatsu's another one.
Oh, yeah.
But some of them have come dead weight. I mean, Yoshitatsu, Kurt Hawkins. What's the point of keeping them JTG? JTG's not even on house shows. So it's just they're wasting money on people that are they're at that point where they're so far buried, they're never going to, no matter what you do with the character, they're never going to be anything.
Was he even good enough to be a bunny? Or not even
Yeah. Don't be 11. I'm surprised Justin Gable wasn't released, actually, the way they've been with him and Zack Ryder.
Be surprised if he's in the next
but
one.
yeah, I think it's just a matter of time with some of them.
It was Drew Jinder,
Yeah, Drew Jinder.
Oksana, Theodore Long.
Theodore Long, yes, that was another one.
Camacho.
Camacho.
Brodus Clay.
Brodus Clay, yeah.
Somebody called his mum.
Yeah, someone called his mum to tell him he's released.
And Evan Bourne.
Evan Bourne, which has been injured for about 2 years now.
But I don't think he deserves to be gone.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe his career's over. I don't know.
He'll probably go back to Ring of Honor.
He's been wrestling for so long. It's just...
Yeah, but he was about to cut where he was like so close to coming back.
He was so close about a year ago, and it never happened.
But he has been. I think he has been backstage at shows though.
Yeah, but I think they just got impatient.
Know,
I don't want him to get released, but I was half expecting Tyson Kidd to be amongst it the way they are.
No, because they're pushing him at NXT. So
I think if it wasn't for that, there's a few people where I think if it wasn't for Total Divas, they would probably be gone as well.
There's a big massive uproar about everyone. There was like the Ava Marie fans and the non-Ava Marie fans were like, kind of like, why is that like having a bit of
But people on NXT were chanting for some of the reasons that got released, like Yossi Touch. So it's like, why? You didn't give a damn about him when he was there, so why chant his name now he's been released?
I think a lot of people were just surprised. I think mostly because they're Drew McIntyre. I think.
Yeah, that was a shame because he could have been I always thought he could have been at the level of Wade Barrett, if not more. But they dropped that Chosen One gimmick and then made him a joke with 3MB.
And the thing is, though, 3MB were quite entertaining. So why
for a while, but they got a bit boring after.
It's when they added Hornswoggle, it got.
I just thought it got a bit old and boring after a while, and they just jobbing out all the time, so it became meaningless. If they were actually winning matches, you wouldn't mind, but they were just jobbers most of the time. They were just stuck in this feud with buddy Torito Dorito and the other two plonkers. But yeah, it was a decent pay-per-view. Not the best, but not the worst of that I've seen. Now on to
and the Daniel Bryan thing you missed out on the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah,
Brie
quit on the pay-per-view. So it was either that or Daniel gets stripped of the belt. Strips. Jesus Christ, no. But yeah, Stephanie got slapped in the face, and a lot of people thought by her picture that she'd wet herself when she leaved. But if you actually look at the back of her dress, it's just the colour of the strip that goes down the middle of her back.
There was a lot of
it's just a dark part, so it looks like you've wet yourself, basically. But luckily for her, she didn't, because that would have been embarrassing for her. Yeah, then on to the night after Payback, which was the big one. Batista quit Evolution.
Queen wave, English wave.
Yeah. And he basically quit because he didn't get the world title match that he wanted. So he left Evolution.
Anyway.
He's out on the break, yeah. He is coming back, I think, at some point. It's just he's doing his film or something.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt he'll win the world title probably by the end of the year or something.
It's a 2-year deal, isn't it, or something?
Yeah. Yeah, yes, yeah. And then at the end of Raw, you had Triple H, what was it, he was saying there's always a plan B, which then Seth Rollins turned on Shield, which didn't go down well with some strange people online who were giving him death threats. Now, I'm sure if you don't know by now, wrestling is entertainment, it's not real life. They're friends.
Say that.
Yeah. It's like saying there's no Santa, isn't it? But anyone that knows wrestling's got common sense will know it's entertainment.
Reality.
They're not.
Entertainment.
The reality is they're all friends. It's just on storyline. Seth Rollins is only doing what he's paid to do. He don't hate them for real. He's not selling out for real to it. He's turning his back on his friends. Some people need to get a grip and get in the real world sometimes. You don't give someone a death threat because of it. It's ridiculous.
And he's too nice in person.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. And it's story. He'll go face again at some point. And he'll probably enjoy it.
And then watch everyone like him again.
Yeah.
It's like,
So I think they just went with Seth Rollins because everyone was expecting Dean Ambrose to be the one to turn because he's
it kind of
the
makes
more
me
logical
wonder,
one.
Would Dean and Roman get all this rubbish if they turned? Because everyone loves Roman and Dean.
Dean would. But
Dean wouldn't,
I think
because
anyone,
the fangirls would love it.
I don't know. I think any of them would get stick, to be honest, just because it's the Shield.
It's the thing is though, it's all the ones that make all the death threats and that. Some of the girls were mostly fangirls of Deans and Romans. And
What you'll find is they're probably just 13 years old as well.
No, some of them weren't. The ones that give them death threats probably wouldn't.
Some of them are, trust me. I know from.
At the end of the day, for me, I've always been a Seth Rollins fan anyway, from like SCW. So I really didn't care.
But I need to understand, most wrestlers, apart from John Cena, turn heel at some point. No, it's part of the
I'm saying though,
process.
I stick with a fat wrestler, whether they're good or bad.
Oh,
like
yeah,
Punk.
I mean,
Punk was getting hated on for being a bad person. I still cheered for him.
Well, I always thought he was better as a heel. I mean, I wasn't a fan of his.
I must have been like the only one cheering for him at one point when he came up to Straight Edge Society in the London show.
I always thought he was better as a heel. He could get over better with his. Most people are better when they're heels, to be honest, because you can do so much more.
And obviously, we've seen that Ring of Honor DVD of Seth Rollins. We can kind of see what he's like as a heel as well, don't we? So.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen a little bit of it, but it's good at what I've seen so far. Still need to get a few others of those. Yeah, and basically, the other night we met Chris Jericho at Leicester Square Theatre. An evening with Jericho, I think he called it.
Jericho, London is Jericho.
London is Jericho, there you go. The meet and greet was afterwards, which was good. It wasn't sold out, which it seemed like there was less people there than what they made out it was left.
The meet and greets were all sold out, but they were still advertising saying that there was some tickets
They
available.
made out there was barely any left though, but there was enough left. I think it's because they did 2 shows. They got that one and then they got one tomorrow, which maybe they should have just done the one show. But, it'd be interesting to see who their next announcement is.
Well, didn't Chris hear that they're thinking about getting JR back?
Yeah, I don't see the point of doing that yet because he's not long
well,
done it. And
yeah, but the people who didn't get to meet him or whatever can go through.
But you're not going to get that many to want to
you never
do
know.
that. I just don't think they should bring. I think they need to keep doing new ones at the moment before and wait a couple of years. I think before you bring the likes of JR and Foley back.
But then again, Mick Foley will always get audiences.
Oh yeah, but I just don't think it would sell as well as the first one because.
Well, you never know that unless you're in that doing a business and you know what the demand is. Then.
Oh no, I just think you need to keep doing new ones first. Give them a couple of years break from it, then they bring them back. Well, it's common sense, isn't it? You don't bring someone back a year later; it's too soon. Keep doing the new ones while there's the interest there. But they did say there's quite a few they're working on. I mean, people keep thinking Paul Heyman, but he works for WE, so it's not going to happen.
I would with Eros, obviously with the whole DDP thing, I would love to have them bring Jake over.
Jake, I've heard that he can't. There's something with his visa. I don't know if it's to do with his history with drugs and all that. He's probably got a criminal record, so he probably can't come over.
Doesn't Scott Hall have a bloody thing though, wouldn't he?
Well, you'd think, but maybe he doesn't. He probably doesn't. If he hasn't, he wouldn't have been able to come over.
If they did an NWA thing, but do it like it would be properly done this time.
No, but I don't think they could afford it. They should never do more than one, unless they do say Trish and Lita together. That doesn't work because they can't afford them. Doing the 3, that NWO was what crippled them. If it had been one, it'd been alright.
They were completely misorganised.
Oh yeah, they were at NEPS, the Ministry of Slam, but
I don't think they're anymore.
They couldn't. No, but there was no way they could afford 3 of them. You can't make enough when you do like a ticket for 30, 40 quid. You're not going to make enough.
Then again, to be fair though, I can't imagine how much Shawn Michaels cost PSI.
Well, yeah, that's why they were charging 100 quid for the top ticket, wasn't it? Which is probably why they did it with Jericho. Yeah, it was a good laugh. Jericho did some impersonations of him, man. Kurt Angle. He did.
Looks like that all the time.
Yeah. What was his? Because his neck's bent, sort of like that, isn't it? Because the way state of his neck, he just put eyes on his here and said that's Kurt Angle's way. His neck bends like that.
He didn't mean nothing by it. It was just
no, it's just obviously the state of his neck. It's probably what causes. No. It was funny though. Remind me of some of the stories.
He talked about him with Goldberg.
Oh, his fight with Goldberg, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, and then he was talking about Sharon Osbourne.
Yeah, Sharon Osbourne had to go. Was it during a baseball match? Wasn't it?
He had a baseball match. He was playing baseball with Zach Wilde for Black Label Society. And it kind of shot into the.
Yeah, when there was a crowd there and they were worried about injury and all that, she said to him, "Who are you?" and all this.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
And then when they guest hosted Raw, he was like, oh, really sorry, and she didn't remember. She was quite taken aback.
Ozzy thought it was funny, didn't they?
Yeah, Sharon was like, I'm so sorry, I told you. I said, who the fuck are you? And then apparently when they left, Ozzy went, who the fuck are you? Or something.
Yeah, he also spoke about when he won the Undisputed title when in the tournament with Austin and The Rock, when he went backstage afterwards, no sod was there, were they?
No.
He'd all
then
left before the end of his match. He was on his own, had no one to celebrate with. What was it about when he went back to the hotel? Well,
he locked him
late.
There was late, so he couldn't get room service, had to order a pizza, and then when he ordered a pizza he locked himself out, and then he had to go down. The guy at the desk only saw him a few minutes beforehand and still asked for ID.
Yeah, which was locked in the room.
Yeah, so he had to kind of say, oh, what's in the room? And he went, there's two title championship belts. Oh, okay, yeah, it's fine.
Chris Jericho asshole or something.
There's how many times about his Heathrow flight. His flight to get into London. And the Delta flight, when they left 5 minutes early, and then he turned around and went, well, we didn't think you was worth holding the flight for.
Yeah, it's like, Chris Jericho.
And he got miles out of it.
Yeah, it's like the attitude of the staff, Delta are not the greatest.
He gave away a lovely shirt.
Yeah, this load of rubbish,
shirt.
plain white shirt with a little symbol, and of course it's Sky or something.
Sky Team.
Which he signed and gave to a guy in the front row.
It was apparently in the toiletry bag.
Yeah.
Then and also he had to wash his socks in the sink at the hotel. If everyone's actually seen the video on Instagram.
Was it when he ordered his pizza that night? He won the title. He had to go down to the main reception to get his pizza. They wouldn't bring it up to him. God knows what hotel this was. It sounds like a terribly bad, really poor hotel. The way they treat people, but
then again, I don't think in general hotels don't. If you deliver from outside, you have to go and collect it anyway. I think.
I don't know, when we've ordered room service...
Yeah, this wasn't room service, it was ordering a pizza. He said he had to order a pizza because room service was finished at midnight and it was 5 to midnight.
Yeah, they just weren't very good at treating their customers, especially the way they treated him. It's like, how busy are they at midnight? I mean, seriously.
He wouldn't leave it open.
What was some of the other stuff he came out with?
He was talking about when he got chucked out of Brazil.
Yes, he got kicked out of Brazil and suspended. I roughly remember this. We were kicking the flag.
I remember how I heard about it.
They wanted to arrest him and everything. You know, it was just sort of baddies do. They do something. I mean, with Shawn Michaels sticking the Canadian flag up his nose.
He said that, didn't he? He turned around and said that he did it in so many countries before.
Yeah, I mean,
but there was a colonel there, and armed police were there when
he took it seriously. Whereas Shawn, he sticks the Canadian flag up his nose, but some of these countries don't tolerate it.
Wasn't it like he got escorted to the airport?
Yeah.
And he went, John, and everyone got on the bus, and he was like, John Cena don't get no police escort on him. So funny.
But yeah, he did get treated badly in there. He'd never go there again, and Vince went off on one.
I don't think he will be able to go there again. Because basically, he got kicked. He had the story beforehand. He was walking about Leicester Square and saw a Brazilian festival, and he said he got kicked out of that, and then that's what triggered off the story.
Yeah, well, he meant something different by that, didn't he?
I mean, everyone got the pun.
Yeah, got kicked out of
He was
Brazil.
using puns quite a lot, actually. Lyrics from his songs.
He spoke briefly about how he was I think it was a download today, wasn't he?
He was at download. I think he was kicking off the main stage today.
I've seen one of the pictures of him climbing a scaffolding. But yeah, he's back at Leicester Square Theatre again on Sunday.
Do you know what? It's quite surprising though, even though it's Download Festival, the amount of wrestling t-shirts you see when Fozzy are on. Because there was a guy, because you know how before, when he did Download last year, when we saw him, he had, he was in that program with CM Punk. It was before, after 28, when he had the match with Punk, over the whole drinking thing. And this guy was dressed like CM Punk and going to see Fozzy, and there was like CM Punk t-shirts and wrestling t-shirts. It's quite weird. But
he was also talking about that with match with Punk, and then he got put in a match with Fandango the year later. And he wasn't so sure about it at first, because whole doing the dancer thing, because he'd given Jericho stick about going on the dancing show. How he asked how all the dancers, all the men dancers on there gay and all this. It was funny.
But no, he was saying about how he's quite glad that he can be title set. He can be known as the person that put Fandango over. as well. So.
Well, I mean, a lot of people didn't. I'm not sure if everyone
I
liked the
didn't
match,
like
but I thought
it.
it was a decent
I
match.
didn't like the fact that he lost, because don't forget, at the time, I hated Fandango.
Yeah, I know, but I guess Jericho's at that stage where really John Cena needs to start being at, with putting people over. So, you know, it made sense at the time because Fandango was getting over. And, you know, also Jericho took credit for the reaction he got on Raw the night after, wasn't it? Which is funny.
Because, hey, you can remember me for that.
Yeah, it was a good show. Won't go into it anymore because of the fact that some
Well, we
people
won't
listen
upload
to
this till
Sunday.
Monday anyway, will we?
No, I'll do it. I'll probably do it tomorrow because of the fact I'm going to talk about Rev Pro in a second. So that's tomorrow. People won't. Not many will see it before then, but
you'd like to think so.
well, anyway,
We've got a little note on it anyway.
Rev Pro is tomorrow, which we're going to, which is our first time for that show. I've been to a Progress show, but not a Rev Pro. Go through. We're doing a meet and greet beforehand, which lights of Adam Cole, Steen. We think Divet's going to be there as well, plus some of the others. I think most of them are going to be there, by the sounds of it. But we won't meet all of them because I think you have to, as well as paying for the entry, you have to pay for the actual autograph and then have a photo with them. So, for example, Adam Cole, you got to pay, I would say £5 to £10, no more than that. For his autograph, and then you also get a photo as part of the deal. But why are we paying £15 to get in for the entry and then having to pay more? Can you imagine if you met all of them, how much that would cost you if, say, they were £10 each?
Well, to be fair, half of them I don't know anyway.
Yeah, I only want to meet
three.
Steen. I can only afford as well to meet Steen, Adam Cole and Divet.
I mean,
Those
if
are the ones I
Devitt's
wanna
not
meet.
there, then I might do Marty Skull.
Yeah,
I'm not sure yet.
If he's not, but otherwise I'm on. Because, you know, I've only got so much money on me. I don't want to burn it all before the night started. Yeah, I don't understand that logic. It is a bit unfair and a bit of a rip-off, to be honest. But anyway, into the matches. Some of these wrestlers I've never seen before because I've only just started going to British wrestling shows. Nakamura, I think I said that right, against Jack Sabre, which I think Jack Sabre was at the Progress show. Sorry, Jack Sabre. Bloody English. Yeah, he was at the Progress show.
He does quite a lot of the British shows.
Yeah, he's quite popular. He's very good. He fought, I think it was Divet he fought at Progress show. Also, I get the feeling that's going to be the main event because he's on the poster, Nakamura. You've got Divet against Adam Cole, which is the match I'm looking forward to.
I would have thought that match or Kevin Steen's match
Yeah,
be
but that would be very good.
top
I've never
one.
seen Adam Cole wrestle yet. I've seen Divet, he's excellent, so I expect a very good match from there.
Especially with Adam Cole being Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So that should be really good.
Marty Scurll against Steen, which again I'm looking forward to seeing Steen. I've seen Marty Scurll at TNA, but never seen Steen in person.
Pretty highly rated as well.
Well, from what I hear, he has. What I've heard, he's getting a contract with WWE.
Well, that was rumours, but I don't think it was true. I'm not too sure.
I don't know. That's what I've heard anyway. Hopefully, it will. Most of the rest of these I haven't actually heard of, but it's obviously some of you would have. England Calling versus Cartel in a tag match.
Is that one of the groups that split up during?
No, I'll get to that one next. 2 Unlimited against Swords of Essex. Now, anyone that was at Chapter 13 of Progress would know they split up. Robinson basically turned on his tag partner.
What team is this?
Walked out. Swords of Essex.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, so he basically turned on his partner, and then later on in the night, he helped Mr. Main Eventer. What's his name, Mr.
Oh!
We've forgotten his...
Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy Havoc again.
I know who.
Jimmy Havoc, he helped Jimmy Havoc maintain the title. But yeah, that would be weird to see that because they're not a tag team. We're in Progress, not anyway. Obviously don't take these stories over to other shows, but that's going to be funny seeing that considering what happened that night. Is it Mastiff?
Dave Mastiff.
Mastiff. I've heard good things
He's
about him.
quite
Not seen him, but I've heard good things about him.
He's replacing, isn't he? The guy. Is it him or the other guy that's replacing? Because they were supposed to be one guy.
Who was it? Who was replacing? I don't know, but anyway,
there was one guy that's had to postpone to the next show because he couldn't make it or something.
But yeah, he's fighting a guy called Bad Luck Val. Is that Val? F-A-L-E?
Fail, yeah.
Bad Luck Val, I don't know who that is, but yeah, the card looks really good. I know the majority of them, but obviously I think he's just started
It'll be
watching
good to
British
see a
wrestling.
proper match with Marty Scurll, because when he had that match, that tag match, he got smacked in the head, didn't he? And he was down for a while, ages. So it'd be nice to actually see him in a proper match.
Should be a good show though. I mean, it's at Bethnal Green at the York Hall. The show itself starts at 5:30. The meet and greet's at 2 o'clock. It's just going to be a long day. We're going to be here from about 1 o'clock to about 8:30 at night. But yeah, it's good fun. But we'll be doing that again when it comes to the Progress World Cup and Endeavour.
That's even earlier, isn't it?
Well, Endeavour's first, then the World Cup second. But yeah, that's going to be a long day. But yeah.
They're doing the draw for the brackets for the World Cup on Monday. Apparently.
Oh, are they? Okay. Yeah, that's for Progress Wrestling. Yeah, I was glad I started going to the British Wrestling. That's good fun, and it's a nice alternative to TNA and WE, especially the way TNA is at the moment.
And it's uncensored and stuff. It's a lot more like they can kind of do what they want, kind of thing.
My reason for watching TNA at the moment is just the beautiful people and the fact that Brooke Adams has come back.
Well, she has come back this week.
Yeah, but yeah, it's.
You might see Chris Reed in the audience. Isn't that the one that he went to?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know where he was sitting though, he didn't tell me. But yeah, TNA needs to kick up the arse at the moment. They've got to be very careful that Jeff Jarrett don't, with his company, if he gets TV time, they're going to be in trouble, let's put it that way.
I reckon Daniels and that will go there.
Yeah, well they're bound to, aren't they, if TNA won't appreciate them.
But, yeah, I mean, I mainly watch it for James Storm and Brooke Adams. Well, then again, you're a fan of Bobby E and the good old. Oh no, and Rebel. Your reason to watch it.
Oh yes, Rebel, of course.
The Menagerie are I think the Menagerie are quite a good addition.
I'm not interested in them. I just want to watch. I just want to watch her. Crazy Steve hasn't done much. I don't know what he's like as a wrestler.
Big Rob Terry.
Rob Terry, I can't wrestle. Simple as that.
Knox doesn't really do much either at the moment.
Yeah, it's just about her for me. I just enjoy watching her.
Isn't it the Braymans in the Menagerie? Is it Steve and someone of the Braymans against each other?
I think so. But yeah, you've got Slammiversary coming up on Sunday as well, which doesn't look like the greatest of cards. Okay-ish, but nothing spectacular.
Well, it's got a bit tits up since MVP got injured in.
I mean, the thing's changed now, so yeah. The old MVP got injured, he's out, so yeah.
It's quite funny how people thought legitimately he was faking it. People on Twitter was like questioning it.
Yeah, sitting in the wheelchair, he's faking it.
Somebody had to explain. Some girl was explaining to some geezer that, but was this at a TNA show? He goes, no, but why did they let him do it? It's like, well, he's not money orientated. He doesn't care.
No, but TNA do. They let their wrestlers on other shows, don't they? Obviously not WWE, but they let them on.
This guy thought. I swear, this guy was thinking he was like lying and whatever. It was just
they let their wrestlers wrestle on the independent scene. We've got Samoa Joe's going to be at Progress.
Oh, it's going to be epic. We
Chapter 14.
Jimmy Havoc versus
yeah, although a lot of other people want. Who was it they wanted? There was someone else they wanted him to fight instead. But
really?
Yeah, someone did this poll. It was only on one group, but no, it wasn't. It was. But
has Devitt actually legitimately signed for WWE?
What I've been told he has, yeah. He's not got many shows left over here, I think.
He'll go straight to NXT though.
Oh yeah, they all do. He'll go to NXT first. That's what they do. The same will happen to Steen if he has signed. I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Cole ends up in WWE soon.
I think he's making good money there at Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but he's not going to make as much money as he will in WWE, is it? Let's face it. Most of them, they're
when we were looking at some of the earnings from that post.
Yeah, some of the earnings the wrestlers make. I mean, when you look at Hornswoggle makes more than quite a few of them do, which is just.
And Ava Marie apparently earns some.
She makes the most out of the Divas.
Estimated 2014 earnings apparently.
It's her, then Nikki Bella, but I don't know how Ava Marie makes more.
I reckon it's because of her fitness stuff that she's got other things. So don't forget she's got Maxine.
It just seems wrong though that she's. That's just weird.
But what they don't take into consideration is that some of them have to pay for their own flights, own hotels.
Well, yeah.
And stuff like that.
Most of the time they do. Apart from some SummerSlam or WrestleMania, they pay for their own hotel, which is why they go to cheap ones because you couldn't afford 4 stars every
Triple H is like night. Triple H gets some of them. The big stars get to go on the private plane as well.
Oh well, yeah.
And they have their own bus.
Yeah, I know Cena has his own bus.
CM Punk was like own bus and.
Yeah, plane, everything.
Then they get like 10 or 20% on their merchandise sales.
Yeah,
if they hit the targets
some of those
and
top
stuff
stars
like
make bloody good money.
John Cena, like is it 2 or 3 million?
Yeah, it's big.
Plus bonuses for like merchandise.
Yeah, he makes silly money. He does.
But he'd always win. He'd always get his bonuses because of the kids' merchandise.
He could probably retire now without any worries. He's probably got that much money, what he makes.